Just because I've gotten over you, don't think I forgot about what you've done to me.
The violent and you walking barefoot, smell of defeat. Rapper squad rolling deep, can't stand on their feet. Can feel on the grip, hands in the dough, funny pot. Sticky fingers, palm looking, the block stay hot. Cyraxx, shadow boxing, swinging at the air, undefeated in delusion. Reality don't care, Jupiter creeping, got the whole crew shook. But it'll rhymes, got a band from the book. Josh Block got the hell, bottle in his clutch. Captain of a ship that's been sinking too much. Over Navy wildin', can't step to the throne. Worry, talk the mic, let them reap what they've sown.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. We've got another Cyrax update for you today. He has been like a pendulum, really quickly swinging back and forth between being like the cocky, overconfident, fake laughing, the trolls will never defeat me Cyrax, and then like the crying, the trolls ruined my life, I'll never recover Cyrax. He's been going back and forth more quickly enough to make my head spin. So, like I said before, it's like I think he's got split identities or something. Like DJ Shadowblade is in a totally different headspace mentally than Cyrax is, and then there's Cyrax with 3X's, and it's crazy, honestly. So, he's in a very emotional headspace for this one, recorded on the 16th, coming at you from WordBoi's channel. So let's see what he was on about.
What's up, everyone? So, I'm about to fucking say some shit that's probably gonna piss a lot of people off, but quite frankly, I don't care. It needs to be fucking said. Because I'm tired of fucking holding this shit in. And honestly, I hope that my ex Kera, I hope that all of you motherfuckers fucking send this to her.
It drives me insane how often, and I can't even cut it out because it happens while he's talking, he has like phones going off and notifications on his desktop, and like the dude has no basic understanding of how to even set up a stream.
I mean, I hope every one of you motherfuckers watching this sends this to her, because I want her to fucking see this. And even though it's not entirely your fault, I gave you fucking everything. And you threw it away. I literally gave your fucking ass everything. I bent over backwards for you. Gave every fucking penny that I could scrape together to you.
I won't lie to you, I did not expect, if you gave me 10 guesses for what's the next thing Cyrax is going to do after his last couple of updates, I don't think in all 10 I would have guessed he would have gone back to harassing Kera. That's absolutely insane to me. Like I didn't predict this at all. I didn't think this was coming. I thought this was a situation where he was always fixated on like the last woman in his life, because if you think about it, he never talks about Heather anymore. He doesn't talk about Strawberry. Like he was on about Kera for a really long time, and then the April stuff happened, and I thought we were just going to be hearing about April until another claiming to be female troll appeared. But no, apparently April gets like a week, maybe a week and a half, and then it's right back to just hating Kera and trying to steal her kid.
While fighting for my fucking dreams. Every little bit of money from donations, from everything. Where did it all go?
Cyrax, you don't get donations, you don't get any money of any kind. You literally, the very last video I did, I titled it Penniless Predator, because you spent the entire episode, like, just repeating the same phrase over and over again. I never made 1 red cent. So how can you on one day, literally on a Sunday, you can talk about how you've never had a single dime to your name, and then the very next day you can be on about how you gave someone all your money? Like, he contradicts himself so much.
Where the fuck did it all go? Right to you. For Callum. For you. Christmas presents. Birthday presents. Food. Diapers. Everything that a fucking man and a father figure is supposed to do. And what'd you do? You believed a goddamn fucking lie. But you know what hurt me more than that? The fact that you let your fucking shitty boyfriend sit there on the phone when I called to confront you, and you allowed him to sit there and have the phone on speaker while I listened to him. You don't think that didn't fuck me up? You don't think that didn't fucking literally destroy me? You know, it's funny, Kera. That are the fucking reason why I have fucking trust issues. Like you, that are the fucking reason that I have fucking trust issues. And why I'm so fucking scared to be with anyone.
I don't think Cyrax's problem with women is that, you know, he doesn't have enough trust to be with one. Like, there's supermodels showing up at Cyrax's door every morning, and he's just beating them off with a stick. Like, guys, I wish I could, but after Kera, I just can't muster the trust. Keep coming back, maybe someday. Like look at this guy. Like, the reason that he's not with anybody right now is not because he has trust issues. There's 100 reasons that all come before that.
It's not because I don't want to be, because I do want to be happy. I do want that. I'm so goddamn afraid of getting hurt again because of you.
He always says that he has trust issues, but when you think about it, literally every buddy troll that shows up in his life for even a quarter of a second, he immediately trusts to a degree that's insane. A couple videos ago, he was responding to his chat, and someone showed up in his chat seemingly for the first time. And, like, within seconds, he was like, "You're a pretty cool dude, you know? I think I'm gonna make you a moderator. Actually, you're so cool, I think I'm gonna make you a managing moderator." So, like, are the trust issues in the room with us right now?
And what you did. And trust what I say. It wasn't easy getting over you. It was one of the hardest fucking things I had to do. One of the hardest things I had to do. I can't even begin to tell you how many nights I lied in my bed, bawling my fucking eyes out. Not just because I missed you, not just because I missed Callum, no. It was because of everything that you fucking ripped away when you left. When you left me, you took my sense of normalcy. You took away me being a dad.
She never left because she was never there. Like, everything he's saying doesn't really track, because if you think about it, like, other than not, I guess, just chatting with her over the phone, over text, really, nothing about his life physically changed. Like, he lives in the same place, he spends all day doing the exact same stuff, he, like, his routines are all exactly the same. Like, this isn't like a breakup where you're with the person in person and it's like there's any actual physical changes happening. Like, everything about his life stayed exactly the same. So this whole thing about his sense of normalcy was taken away from him and all this stuff, like, just say what you mean, Chance. You used to be able to get on the phone with a lady who would be relatively nice to you, and you got to hear a child in the background, and you got to sit there and try to figure out how you could extend a conversation with that child. That's what you did. And that's what you're missing out on now, and that's what you're upset about, is losing access to that woman's child.
A dad to your son who...
See, there it is. There it is, right after I said it. Like, he can't help it. He can't even help but just admit it himself.
might not have been mine by blood, but who I saw as my own flesh and blood. I gave everything to you and that boy and more. And what did you do? Fuck it all up. Then to have a stable fucking relationship with somebody that actually gave a fuck about your ass. Now, I bent over backwards for you every single fucking chance that I got. I walked away from my career for you. I gave up everything for you.
You know, if Mrs. Morty asked me to stop doing YouTube right now, like, she really sat me down and had a serious conversation with me and was like, it's just taking up too much time, you know, and I decided to go along with that. Maybe I could eventually, if I became bitter about it later, maybe I could be like, you know, I really stopped doing a hobby that I really enjoyed for you. But until I'm making a significant amount of money from it, you know, like God willing that ever happens, I would have no right to say I walked away from a career for you. Like, that's, I don't know, that's the same. That's like, this is like if you had a day job, or if you were just unemployed, but you did like a weekend bowling league where like you paid money to go be in it just with your buddies, and then like somebody asked you to quit doing it so that you could do something else, and you did, and then you were like, I walked away from a career for you. Like, what? No, if anything, you were spending money to do that. That's not his concept of the word career is so nebulous.
I tried to help you get on Social Security, on disability. That wasn't enough, was it? I literally gave up my fucking career.
You know, we saw him just yesterday trying to navigate the files in his own computer, and I don't know if you guys have done very many government documents, but like I've had to, you know, in my state, we do a lot of stuff online, so instead of going to the DMV, I can do like my registration on there, I can do, you know, renew my driver's license, things like that, and man, it is like, it's a pain in the ass. These documents are very weird. Every single one of these documents makes me feel like I'm doing my taxes. So I can't imagine, you know, helping somebody file for Social Security in Ohio. Or I think that's federal, so I think it's probably the same everywhere. But like, the way that Cyrax can't even seem to figure out how to move like files around in his own computer. I can't imagine he was able to help her at all with this incredibly complex process. Like, what was his contribution to that?
I gave up a 1,000+ subscriber channel that I was getting paid by for you. I walked away from it all. Throw it all away for you. But that wasn't good enough, was it?
You know, I'm not trying to minimize what I'm about to say about me, but I am trying to minimize what I'm about to say about him. For me, I started this YouTube channel roughly 3 weeks ago. We haven't even hit the 1 month mark yet. We are knocking at the door of 400 subscribers already, which, by the way, thank you guys so much. It's awesome. Like, I'm so excited every time I hit a new 100 mark, especially because 500's coming up, and that's like a milestone. I love seeing the view counts go up. Like, it's been so exciting for me to see this getting engagement, because obviously the first couple videos you put up, you get like none. So all of a sudden seeing like 50, 60 comments on a video is like, it's so cool. I want to sit there and respond to every single one. Alternatively, what that proves to me is that even though I had no skill and no experience doing this whatsoever, just because I post consistently, like, you can get to 400 subscribers in like 3 weeks. So he's saying 1,000 subscriber channel as if it's this thing that he worked years of blood, sweat, and tears into, and it's like, I don't know, man. If you do a decent job with a little, like, you could probably get to that in like, I don't know, 3 months conservatively. That's not like a huge, massive, long-term project with like a lot of work put into it. And it's probably taking him longer to get subscribers on a channel, A, because he's a well-known PDF file, and B, because he constantly gets himself struck and taken down for violating TOS, and C, because he literally doesn't do any editing or even light his videos where you can see him properly.
Yet still walked away. Why is that? Why is it that you walked away? 13 years of knowing you, gone. Like that. Like I didn't even fucking matter. You know, I planned on spending the rest of my fucking life with you. And what did you fucking do? Threw it away. I helped you pick out fucking your dress, everything that you wanted. Looked at rings with you.
I guess Cyrax was just going to have like a whole harem of female internet trolls because he was going to spend the rest of his life with Strawberry. He couldn't wait to spend all of his days, the woman of his dreams, April. Like he wanted to share his life with all these different people. I guess it was going to get a little cramped up in the attic. It really was.
Looked at wedding venues, looked at everything with you. Whenever it came time to look at houses, I was the first one there saying, hey, let's look for houses. What do you got? Let me see what I can find. I gave up everything. I bent over backwards for you. If anything, I treated your son like my own son. I treated him as if he was my own flesh and blood. Cared for him, was there for him. Made sure he did his homework. Played games with him. Spent time with him. Whenever he needed someone to calm him down, and he was upset and you weren't in the room or whatever, I was right there. Every fucking time.
The idea that he was left on the phone with Callum while Kera was not in the room for any period of time, like even seconds, is like terrifying to me. Do you know how many times on streams this man has gotten a little bit agitated and just decided to pull his little goblin out and show it to the camera? Like, he cannot be trusted, even just over internet communications with any child.
So how you can sit there and throw that away is beyond me. And I'd be lying if I said there weren't days where I still don't fucking miss you. Because there are. But I don't allow myself to get affected by it.
Cyrax seems like the type of dude who would like fall in love with his therapist and think that because she was like talking to him once a week that meant that she liked him too.
Because when you walked away, you showed your true colors. You showed who you really are. And you know what's even more fucked up? You never even gave me a fucking chance. You never gave me a fair chance to understand why you walked away. Didn't give me an explanation, none of that shit.
I feel like the explanation of she was seeing somebody else who had a house that she could live in and possibly even some income was enough for me, but I guess he needs more details than that.
You know, Kera, I hope one day you look back on your life. I hope that one day you look back on your life and you realize how much you fucked up.
You know, he really thinks that he's going to be like the Leonardo DiCaprio to her Rose in Titanic, where she's going to be like basically on her deathbed looking back and being like, remember that unemployed 34-year-old bedbug ridden scab headed goblin from Akron, Ohio? I know that I've lived like a full life and raised a child and just had probably tons of wonderful experiences since I've known him, but man, that really was the peak of my life, was my over the internet only relationship with him.
I do. I hope you look back on your life and you realize how much you fucked up. And it's funny. From day one, you flat out said that you weren't going to let anyone get in the way of me and you. Those were your words, were they not? You sat right there multiple times on video in front of me, in front of Ethan, in front of all of our friends. You sat right there and swore to God, swore up and down, that you weren't going nowhere, that you wouldn't let these trolls get to you. But yeah, look what you did. You ended up with a goddamn troll, who's a fucking meth head.
He's really getting loose these days with like the definition of troll. Like there's a pretty specific actual definition of like what that means, you know what I mean? But he really just like anyone who's ever done anything that he doesn't like is just a troll now. You know, like that there's no real specific definition. Like he doesn't look at it as someone who's specifically messing with him online. Like in my mind, the way that I think he interprets this, I'm pretty sure that if Cyraxx ever actually did get behind the wheel of a car, if Cyraxx ran a stop sign and a cop pulled him over and gave him a ticket for it, that cop in his mind would be a troll just by virtue of having inconvenienced him. Like, that's how he thinks about it.
Like I said, Kera, and I've told you this many times before when we were together, I wish you would stop being so goddamn fucking stubborn and wake the fuck up. But you won't. You know what's sad, Kera? The path you're on right now, Kera, is gonna land you one of two places. Alone or in the fucking morgue.
That's such an insane thing to say. Like, is dating someone who is allegedly a drug user the best decision you could possibly make? No, it's you know, realistic to think that like if you found yourself in that situation, your friends and your family members would probably be checking on you, you know, and advising you that maybe that's not the best call. But she's not like robbing banks with the cartel. Like, he just blows everything so far out of proportion. Even when there is like a genuine concern to be had, he blows it up so comically that then you can't even take him seriously.
And I want to feel bad for you, but I can't. You want to know why I can't feel bad for you? Because I'm too busy out here trying to rebuild my life. Trying to be happy. Again. Trying to rebuild the trust for people that, because of you, I lost. I'm literally out here every day trying to rebuild my trust that you burned away. You know, Kera, I may not have been perfect. That may be true. I may not have been the most perfect person in the world. I may have had my moments where I got mad and upset. I may have had my moments where things were going right. I may have had my moments where you got annoyed with me or whatever, or you got mad at me. That may be true. But the one thing that still rings true even more is that besides all that, I never stopped fighting. I never stopped fighting for you, and I never stopped fighting for us. I never stopped fighting for Callum. Until you walked away. The moment that you walked away, Kera, is the day that you threw away everything. You know, like I said, Kera, that are the reason why good people like me get thrown to the wayside. That ruin good men.
You know, I've wondered for a little while now when it was going to be that Cyraxx would venture into incel territory, because it just seems so ripe for him. Like, it seems very up his alley. It seems to go with all of his already existing beliefs and his insecurity and his victim complex, that like everything in the world is against him for no reason. And hearing him say that like this whole nice guys finish last thing is like, it's so tired that I don't even know how you can say it like in this day and age and take yourself seriously saying it and not realize how you sound. Like, my guy, you have nothing to offer a woman in any capacity, to the point that even an alleged drug addict has more to offer a woman than you. And you're pulling this, like, oh, you only left me because, nice guys finish last or whatever, or this is why men like me get ruined. Like this is the type of shit where he's gonna start posting on Facebook, like, I don't know, memes of like the Joker and and people turning into werewolves and shit. Like this is just so bad.
You sit there and you act like you want to be with them, and then when shit don't go your way, you fucking take their heart, you rip it out, and you fucking stab it until there ain't nothing left. It's pretty funny how you sit there and say 8 months ago that, oh, I'm not going nowhere. I promise you that. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going to let these people get to me. Yada, yada, yada. Where's that promise now, Kera? Where the fuck is that promise now? That is the fucking reason why I have trust issues, why I'm scared all the time to be with anyone. And it's not that I don't want to be with anyone, because I would love to be happy for the first time in my fucking life. I would love to have that special someone that I could be with. But because of people like you, it's hard. And I fucking hate it. I hate what you fucking did to me, Kera. You took not only away my sense of normalcy and the sense of a normal life for the first fucking time in almost 8 years. You not only took that, but you took away my fucking humanity.
What is he even talking about right now? I don't even know that I have, like I want to have a commentary for that, but it's just venturing into such lunatic territory, I'm, like, losing the plot.
You think it doesn't kill me what you fucking did to me? Oh, it does. Just because I've gotten over you, don't think I forgot about what you've done to me.
Wait, he's gotten over her? When did that happen? Did that happen since the last thing that he said? Because for 16 minutes of this video so far, he sounds very much not over her at all.
I can never forget what you did to me. And I can never forgive it. I can never forgive you for what you did to me. You could come to me right now begging to take me back, and I would say, hell no, get lost.
I don't believe that for a quarter of a second at all. I think that all he really wants from doing this is for her to send him a message so that he can have some type of contact with her again.
And you want to know why? Because you wouldn't fucking deserve it. Because like I told you, Kera, when you walked away, you showed your true colors. You showed that you didn't give a fuck about me. By the way, Kera, how long do you think it's going to be before CPS comes in and takes your soon-to-be-born child and your son Callum?
Yo, he's gotten so much hate for that I can't believe he's still bringing that up. Somehow, somewhere deep down, I even thought that he had enough wherewithal to, like, I don't know, just identify that people really don't like it when he says that and maybe drop that talking point. That's such an insane thing for him to be saying to her, and for no reason at all. Like, he has no reason to believe that that child isn't safe. He truly is just fucking bitter that he doesn't get to talk to him anymore, and he's literally said, like, I would rather him be with his birth dad, I would rather him be with your parents. Like, he just wants Callum to not be with Kera because he knows it would upset her. That's all it is.
Just like your other two. How long do you think it's going to be? Huh? How long do you think it's going to be, Kera? You done lost your first two to a very similar situation. How long do you think it's going to be before you lose Callum and your other one? Your soon-to-be child just happens to be a fucking drug addict. How long do you think it's going to be? I can tell you right now, not very long at all. Kera, it fucking killed me what you did. You sit there, tell me that you wanted to be with me, that you would never leave. And then when shit gets just a little bit fucking hard, you run away. But yet, when shit got hard for you, I stood beside you. Through every single fucked up moment, I stood beside you. When shit got hard, I didn't ran. I never ran. Not once did I run away when shit got hard for you. I stayed beside you and helped you through it. I had your back. I supported you the entire fucking time. When you felt like that you couldn't get a job, I said, okay, since you're not able to get a job because of always being judged because you're one arm, I said, fuck that. Let's hope you get on.
Wait, that's such a funny thing for him to just sprinkle in there. You felt like you couldn't get a job because people judge you for having one arm. Like, I forget sometimes how absurd some of the details of all this are, because it's like, no matter how crazy it gets, there's always just one more fucking thing with this guy. And it completely slipped my mind until he brings it up that Kera has one arm and that when they broke up, they were calling her the one-armed bandit.
Disability. Let's help you get making money again. But yet, when some of the fuckers come in and start fucking with me, you run away like a fucking coward. And I hate to say it, Kera, but that's all you're ever going to be in life, with the way you're going. Because every time shit gets a little bit hard, you run and hide. You get scared, and you run. And that's sad. Because Kera, you know me for 13 plus years, you know how I am. And ever since day one when we met back in high school, I flat out told you that no matter what, I would have your fucking back. That no matter what happened, I wouldn't run. That it was me and you against the world. Looks like that promise went out the window for you. But instead of mourning over losing you, I'm not mourning you, no. If anything, I'm thanking you. And you want to know why? You want to know why I'm thanking you? Because when you walked away, you showed me your true intentions. You showed me that I was just a phase to you. You showed me that I didn't really fucking matter to you, and that I never fucking needed you to begin with. And does it hurt me to say that? Yes. Especially because of your son Callum, who I saw as my own flesh and blood. Yeah, that does hurt me, but sometimes the truth fucking hurts. You know, Kera, you keep going down this route, you're gonna end up believing the wrong motherfucker, and you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna end up dead. In a fucking graveyard, or in a fucking ditch somewhere.
You know, he keeps on saying that, and every time it comes up, it just feels like a threat. Like, why would you jump to that? It's one thing to say, like, hey, your decisions might land you in some hot water or something, but he always has to jump to, like, the highest extreme.
On the side of the road. Why? Because you chose to trust the wrong fucking people. Instead of sticking by those that cared about you. So, Kera, all I have to say to you is this. Thank you for showing me the value of who I am. Because since you left, I've learned that I am worth more than you could ever deserve.
Have you? What is the worth? What is, you know, how are you measuring that? What is the currency of that? Like, I'm not even saying it has to be money, but like, I don't know, emotional intelligence, companionship, being mentally sane, looking like a human being and not like a creature from like a Tolkien novel. Like, I really don't know by what metric he's like, look, I'm a fucking catch, man. Like, I don't get it.
When you walked away, I found myself again. When you walked away, the day that you walked away, you made me realize that I am worth loving. That I am worth more than what you fucking made me out to be. That only was out for her fucking self. You never gave a fuck about me. Just like you don't give a fuck about your son Callum. Or any of your other kids. That's why you lost half of them. That's why your aunt had your first two. And soon, probably Callum and your soon-to-be unborn child.
You know, he's a guy that gets really, really angry very consistently about the idea of, like, people talking about... He literally said the other day on a stream, he was like, you guys just need to stop talking about my personal business. It's one thing for you to talk about my music and like, my business, but my personal life should be off limits. And then he does that, just... talking about this lady losing her kids and who has the kids, and this is so unhinged.
And you wonder why you keep losing your kids? You keep making the same mistake over and over and over again. That's why. Maybe if you stop fucking up and use your fucking brain for a fucking second, you might actually realize, like, oh gee, I'm fucking up. I need to stop fucking up so I don't lose my kids again. You know, Kera, I can honestly say this. I am so glad you fucking left.
Guys, do we believe that? Do we believe after, again, 25 minutes? Usually during these streams, he touches on multiple different things. We'll have like a music segment, we'll have a racing segment, we'll have a William Glory Hole segment. He'll jump all over the place. He has been ranting and raving about Kera specifically, with no interruption, no change of subject, nothing at all, for 25 minutes straight. Do we believe that he's glad that she's gone?
Looking back now, I am glad you fucking left.
I also take issue, not to nitpick here, like, I don't want to be pedantic, but I take issue with the fact that he even says that she left. You can say that y'all broke up. You cannot say that she left because she wasn't there. There was nowhere for her to go. This was an online relationship. She didn't pack her bags and leave you.
Because you showed me who I could be. You showed me what my worth is. And you showed me above all else that I could do better. And eventually, I will do better.
It's been like 10 years of me not making any progress at all and seeming to physically and mentally deteriorate, but one day I'll do better.
So Kera, while I'm out here rebuilding my fucking life, doing what I need to do for myself and my fan base and my friends and my family, you're gonna be off on the side of the fucking road, smoking fucking meth, doing dumb shit. Well, I'm out traveling the world with my people. Where are you gonna be? In another homeless shelter? In another motel? Or maybe another jail cell? Who knows?
In Cyrax's mind, there's like only two ways that your life can go. You're either him and you just have this like holy glory on your side, like you just have this valor and this positivity that will eventually translate into you being some type of a rock star, or you're somebody who screwed Cyrax over and you're gonna end up a meth head in a jail cell or a ditch. Like there's no in between whatsoever at all. That is the fate of everybody who's ever said anything bad about Cyrax.
But Kera, all I have to say to you is this. Good fucking luck keeping your kids. Because eventually, you're gonna slip up and you're gonna fucking lose them.
He wants her to lose her kids so bad, and it's disgusting. Like, he gets visibly excited when he talks about it.
And when you do lose them, I hope it hurts you just as much as you hurt me. I hope it kills you inside to lose them the same way that I lost you. I hope it eats you up the same way that what you did ate me up. Because quite frankly, karma's a bitch, Kera. And guess what? I know Veronica and Nolan here both agree with this. Karma's my best friend.
There he goes again, calling out specifically like the two people in chat that it's very likely are trolls.
So, good luck, Kera. While you're sitting there homeless, I'm gonna be living my motherfucking dream and doing my job. Making money. Something that you can never seem to fucking do.
So it's super interesting that he just mentioned the homelessness thing. I was hoping we would have an excuse to touch on this today. I have been saying for a couple of episodes now, whenever he mentions, other people being homeless or the trolls are trying to make me homeless, I've mentioned a couple times, I'm always like, I don't know if Sally owns the house or not, but even if she leaves it to Cyrax, he's going to end up homeless because he won't be able to pay the property taxes. So some awesome subscribers went down in the comments and educated me a little bit. For any of you guys who don't know, Sally rents that house from a personal friend of hers, and she gets a real homie hookup on the rate with that. She's only paying like $450 a month to rent an entire house. I don't know what the rates are like anywhere around you guys, but if I know what they are around me, and I know what they are even more in the country area of my state. Like, there's nowhere that I can think of in the United States where you can rent an entire house for $450 a month without having some type of a Section 8 hookup or a friend owns the house. Like, there's no way in the open market that you can do that. I can't even imagine finding a studio apartment in a terrible neighborhood for $450. They're pushing like $8-9, So the idea that this friend is really, really, really hooking Sally up. I mean, what is that? Probably the property taxes? I can't imagine she's turning a profit on that. She's probably breaking even at best. And I don't know what the utility situation is or anything like that, but $450 a month to rent this place. And Sally and Ed are on fixed incomes. When they're not around anymore, like, there's no way that even if she wanted to continue to extend this deal to Cyrax, which I don't think that she would, because from what I understand, she's aware of Cyrax's internet infamy, and she's aware that that's why people show up to the house and treat it like a like a tourist attraction. But even if for some reason, out of some respect for Sally, she wanted to extend this agreement to him as well, there's no way that he would be able to scrape together anywhere close to $450 a month. The entire last episode prior to this one was about how he's literally admitting that he hasn't had a penny in 8.5 years or 9 years or whatever. On top of that, if this woman who has given Sally the hookup, to my knowledge, is Sally's personal friend, that means she's got to be pretty up there in age anyway. So, if she owns the house, and then the house goes to, her kids or somebody in her family or something, they don't have any incentive to, hook up Cyrax. This is just not... This situation is really in jeopardy, and the same way that we were kind of counting down to, Nova's going to turn 21 and have his alcoholic arc, or like, when everybody was kind of waiting with bated breath to see after the Tofia Chu shooting situation happened, like, what's going to happen, where's she going to live? Like, I feel the same way about this Cyrax thing, where it's like, I'm not hoping for it. I don't wish anything bad on Sally and Ed. I hope they get to enjoy their golden years as best they can with Cyrax screaming Disturb songs upstairs. But, eventually it's going to happen. And when it does happen, there's absolutely no way that Cyrax is going to be able to support himself. So we'll see. For all the stuff he's saying about Kera, we'll see who's doing meth under a bridge or whatever first. I wouldn't bet that she would end up there before you, Cyrax. But that's going to be the coverage for today. Thank you guys so much for stopping by the channel again. I'm working on right now a video on Bossman Jack. He came up in chat, and I ended up pulling up a clip of him during a live stream I did recently, and it was wild. I was immediately just like, oh, this guy's putting holes in his wall like every day. I got to do something about this. So we got a video on him coming out very soon. I'll let you guys know. But until next time, you guys have a good one.